focus on another global pandemic that is still with us, nearly 40 years after it emerged. Although 27.5 million people had access to antiviral therapy in 2020, the AIDS emergency is not over. HIV still infects 1.7 million people each year and kills some 690,000. In order to end AIDS, we must eliminate the stigma and discrimination, put people at the center, and ground our responses in human rights and gender-responsive approaches. Health is a human right. On World AIDS Day, let us recognize to end AIDS, the world must stand in solidarity and share responsibility. On behalf of the LGBTQIA community, thank you to our Mayor of Hagerstown, Emily Keller, and the City Council for proclaiming December 1st, 2021 as World AIDS Day in Hagerstown. Thank you.
We also have some milestone recipients today for our City of Hagerstown boards and commissions. So there were a couple people that weren't able to be here today. I just want to recognize. Gordon Poffenberger has had 5 years on the Board of Code Appeals. Michael Line has had 5 years on the Hagerstown Loan Review Authority. Frank Lynn has 15 years on the Board of Traffic and Parking. You got to really like traffic and parking to serve 15 years on a board. And Rosalind Martin has 20 years on the Board of Commissioners for the Hagerstown Housing Authority. So they weren't able to be here tonight, but we appreciate their dedication to the City of Hagerstown. And we do have 2 members here tonight. If we could bring up Kid Dietrich. He's serving 5 years on the Board of Code Appeals. And you just can't get away from us, huh? So I have a certificate of appreciation. The City of Hagerstown would like to recognize you for your 5 years of dedicated volunteer service to the Board of Code Appeals. We appreciate your time and your commitment to the City of Hagerstown.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. So also tonight, we have the 2021 Dennis Miller Volunteer Award recipient. And this is being given to Ms. Carolyn Brooks for the Board of Commissioners for the Hagerstown Housing Authority. Carolyn, if you could join me. So I have a certificate of appreciation for you. Our local government simply could not function without the dedicated volunteers who serve on various city boards and commissions. The Dennis Miller Volunteer Award was established in 2014. It was named after Dennis Miller, who at the time had volunteered 40 years of service to the Hagerstown Planning Commission. This annual award is to recognize a city board or commission member for their outstanding service, as well as their commitment to the citizens of Hagerstown. This year, the mayor and council are honored to recognize Carolyn Brooks for her 30-plus years on the Board of Commissioners for the Hagerstown Housing Authority. Carolyn, who also serves as chair of the board, is instrumental in providing guidance and reaching the authority's mission's goals to provide quality, affordable housing in a safe environment through partnerships with residents and other groups to provide opportunities to those the Hagerstown Housing Authority serves to become self-sufficient. We truly appreciate your time, talent, and dedication. We owe you a lot. You have done a lot for our community, and we greatly appreciate it. So thank you. Sorry, could you guys come back up?
You didn't think you were getting away without a picture, did you?
Sorry. We'll do it one at a time, I guess.
I don't know what he does. I just smile. Like it's me.
Hey, I heard we had a football game recently. And although I really like the trophy, I don't get to keep it. So I'm going to present the MVP for North Hagerstown High School. So if we could bring up Daniel Cunningham, the athletic director, Gregory Staines, and Bray Alexander. So this is for you, well, for the school, but has your name on it, which is super cool. And this is for you as well, big scholarship, and played a heck of a game. So I'm South High Rebel, I think you all know that. But I wore all black and I was cheering for both of you guys, and that was one heck of a game, so congratulations. Do you guys want to say anything? Yeah.
I would like,
So that way they can hear you on TV.
I would like to thank my family and teammates for making this happen. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. And, you know, this season was kind of disappointing, but it is what it is, and I can't wait to see where this program goes from here. So, thank you.
All right, and from South High, we could bring up, is Dwayne here? Freeman? No. Coach, and our MVP, Corey Kaharski. Congratulations. This is for you. And, yeah, one heck of a game. One heck of a game. That was what they call it. That's what we say, right? So, do you want to say something?
Just about the same thing. I'd like to thank my whole coaches, my team, my family, love them to death. If anything, you know, it's all about that. So, thank you.
Hey, don't drop
I
that.
don't get to keep it.
Nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
Good to see how government works.
No one wants to see that.
All right. Citizen comments, we have two people signed up to speak. The first one, we have Stan Brown. If you could just state your name and address. And you
Stan
have 5
Brown,
minutes.
Beechwood Drive, Hagerstown. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I think you may be aware that here in Hagerstown on Route 65, the intersection of Route 65, there is a road called Colonel Henry Kidd Douglas Drive. Colonel Henry Kidd Douglas Drive is named after a local Confederate Army officer with local ties. Are you with me so far? It's the intersection where Cracker Barrel is and Road to State Police Barracks.
Yeah.
As we all know, any reference or connotation to the Confederacy has a definite negative issues regarding people of color with respect to slavery, mistreatment, disenfranchisement, and also lynchings. I have appeared before the county commissioners 3 separate times to talk to them about this issue and to make them aware of the situation. I think they have made some subtle changes to the sign. In the beginning, when I started this, I guess you would call it like a crusade. The full name was there, Henry Kidd Douglas Drive. Right now, it's been abbreviated to HK Douglas Drive. I know this road is under county jurisdiction, but I believe it's a reflection on the city as well and the community as a whole. What I would respectfully and kindly ask the city council, mayor and city council to do is to develop a written resolution promptly outlining the facts that comments that I'm stating, and ask the county commissioners to rename the road based on the negative connotations that it fosters. We all know that many of these Confederate statues and so forth are being dismantled across the country for obvious reasons. This is a time for racial reconciliation and reparation. So I think it would be important for this community to take that step and show the community as a whole that we are trying to do the right thing. So, any questions?
No, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, up next we have Michael Stout. You get to come up, state your name, address, in 5 minutes.
Michael Stout, 18 South Mulberry. I'm here tonight with some good, no bad things.
Oh.
First of all,
Yes.
I'm part of that World AIDS Day. I'm 40 years gay man with HIV. I'm still here and I'm pretty healthy. A lot of my friends are gone. Most of them are gone. Never was a needle user. So I'm going to go to the needle issue. I picked up 700 some needles since September in my neighborhood. Well, guess what? 5 to 10 in the past week. That's it. So that's good news. The hospital today, there was a problem on the weekend. They've gotten back in the back door of the parking deck. They opened it up, pried it open, and it seems like I'm in the right place at the wrong time maybe. But I came down the hill and I heard someone, I thought they were choking to death. Well, they were in the garage, the parking, they got in the back. The gentleman was so high, he was going around like an animal. I called 911, and the police responded immediately. I have to give them every credit in the world. The fire department and the ambulance, they were there. This gentleman come out of there, he was sky high, and like I told you, it's meth. It's not heroin, it's meth. For that, I know. I've been in that issue before. But the hospital today, I got a hold of them. They have secured the door one way, but they're going to fix the door where nobody's going to get in. So that issue is going to be ended. And that's a big issue over there right now. So that issue's taken care of. I've decided to move away from the picking up the needles because that in my little block, I was on that committee, Neighborhood First. Well, I'm not going to fool with that committee anymore because I'm going to devote my attention to changing the program for the needle exchange because I have found out it was supposed to be 10 for 10. Turn in 10, get 10. Well, that's not happening. I can tell you already. So I'm going to ask all of you and anybody in this audience that wants to give me some advice. I've already been to the governor's office already, and he probably blew a fuse because I brought the issue up to him in a very good way. I just said it's not working. So if you have any suggestions or I need your help, input, I'm going to devote my time to that because that issue's not working. They're throwing those needles all over everywhere and they're full of blood. And young children, anybody, with the leaves on the ground right now, you can step on one of them. And there's plenty of kids in that neighborhood over there, especially on the upper side of South Mulberry. So that issue's in the works. The parking decks, they've cut the trees on the side. They know the issue over on the Cannon side, the trees. They're going to take care of those because as soon as they clean that side, the lower side towards South Mulberry and the side of the parking deck, that ended all of that immediately. Over in my neighborhood, you passed out the papers. Everybody's wondering what's going to go on with Matthews Alley, about the closing, the thing that was put on doors. That's a big issue over there. Maybe someone that's handling that can let somebody know, are they going to close it? When are they going to do it? That's what, when, and how is the issue, especially behind me, the people that live there. The last thing is a Christmas tree. Somebody listened and brightened it up. And I had the best time I've ever had at that. That's the first thing I've attended down on the square. So I'm going to be at the donut drop. I had a great time. Will tell you this, that everybody you talk to talks about the tree that was in the middle of the street. Now, I never saw that. Maybe as I was a kid, when we went through 40 going to Frederick to my sister's, that I saw that tree. But I have several people that have said they would donate money to buy colored lights. So remember that for next year, that everybody really would like to see that tree look like it did years ago. And I posted the pictures off of my phone onto Facebook, and you would not believe. I posted them while I was downtown. You would not believe how many people hit that site looking at that tree, and there was no negative comments except one, it's too early. But you're always going to have that. So I have positive news tonight, but I really need help with the needle issue if anybody has any opinion.
Mike, I'll reach out to you.
And the only thing is, have a good and safe holiday.
Yes, you too, Mike.
Thanks. Mr. Stout, I'm very familiar with the harm reduction program. I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Okay, great.
So you get two different views there.
Yeah, I'll give you the scientific one. He can give you the opinionated one.
I'll give you the safety.
Is there anyone else we don't have anyone else signed up to speak. Is there any other citizen comments? All right. Moving on. Approval of the minutes.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of minutes as presented for the mayor and council meetings held on October 5th, 12th, 19th, and the 26th of 2021.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
That comment didn't elude me. Well, I heard you, buddy.
I just wondered if he was around when the tree was in the square,
I was.
in the middle of the square.
I
You're
was.
getting it from all angles tonight.
I know.
Approval of the consent agenda.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move that all the consent agenda be approved as presented.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of an ordinance for the sale of a portion of the property and authorizing the execution and delivery of a purchase agreement between the city and JB and J's LLC.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of an ordinance for the sale of a portion of property known as Lot 1 and located on Eastern Boulevard South, Hagerstown, Maryland, authorizing the execution and delivery of the attached parcel purchase agreement between the city and JB and J's LLC.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of an ordinance,
This is you.
approve termination of agreement with Antietam Fire Company, Inc., and to forgive the balance of payments due to the city under the agreement.
Madam Mayor, I would move to approve an ordinance authorizing the termination of agreement with Antietam Fire Company, Inc., Antietam, dated June 1, 2011, by which Antietam leases the property at 79800 Potomac Avenue, Hagerstown, Maryland, from the city of Hagerstown. Antietam leases the property for the sum of $2,592.62 per month with a term of 30 years. This ordinance terminates the agreement, and the city will forgive the balance of the rental payments due and owing under the agreement. The balance of $451,070.07 is hereby forgiven. The funding to cover this forgiveness will be a transfer to property management from the Economic Redevelopment Incentive line item or general fund balance reserves. By separate ordinance, the city shall donate the property to Antietam for its continued use as a volunteer fire station, and thank Antietam Fire Company for saving the city capital funds over that duration and not having to build new facilities.
Second.
Seconded by Bob. Any discussion?
Yes. I had a conversation with a guy one day about this exact thing, and I explained to him that the city of Hagerstown had budgeted $3 million in capital improvements to put a fire station north of the railroad tracks. This costs us $451,070. That's a pretty good return on investment. And I appreciate it, and I know the citizens out there appreciate it, so thank you very much.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of an ordinance approving donation of real property to Antietam Fire Company, Inc.
Madam Mayor, hereby move to approve an ordinance to approve an agreement of donation to donate the real property at 790 to 800 Potomac Avenue to Antietam Fire Company, Inc., per the June 1, 2011 agreement with Antietam. The agreement of donation is subject to a right of first refusal to the city should Antietam ever elect to sell the parking lot located on the property on Manila Avenue. The mayor and city staff are hereby authorized to execute and deliver the agreement of donation and any additional documentation for this action.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of an ordinance authorizing the sale of property located at 25 West Church Street, Hagerstown, Maryland.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move to approve an ordinance authorizing the sale of property located at 25 West Church Street, Hagerstown, Maryland, to Marketplace LLC for a purchase price of $400,001. The sale will provide the opportunity for new investment and redevelopment at 25 West Church Street. The sale will be in accordance with all of the terms and conditions outlined in the attached purchase agreement.
Second.
Any discussion? I have discussion. I just want to state again that we are looking to move the farmer's market. We've gotten a lot of input about keeping the farmer's market. It is not our intention to close the farmer's market. It is to relocate it.
I would like to add briefly that this is not a decision made out of haste. It was not a decision made from emotion. It was a decision based on facts, and this is the right move at the right time. We have kicked this problem, which is the farmer's market, down the road for 40 years, and we're out of road. So, as the mayor stated, we are currently trying to find an alternative for the farmer's market vendors to be able to allow that to continue at another location. And I believe we will accomplish that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Introduction of an ordinance, modification of electrical registration and fee structure.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the mayor and city council to introduce an ordinance to amend Chapter 64 building construction to modify the registration and fee structure for electrical license holder registrations. The modification would create registration fees for the city of Hagerstown journeyman electrician and apprentice electrician. This proposed modification to the registration and fee structure is due to a change in State of Maryland Board of Electricians requirements.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Introduction of an ordinance, quitclaim deed for a portion of alley number 2-105 to Columbia Gas of Maryland, Inc.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move to introduce an ordinance approving a quitclaim deed for a portion of alley number 2-105 to Columbia Gas of Maryland, Inc. The mayor and city council have determined this property is no longer needed for a public purpose and authorizing its conveyance to an adjoining property owner subject to certain conditions set forth in the ordinance.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of a parking lease with 664 Oak Hill LLC.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of a resolution to approve a parking lease agreement between the City of Hagerstown and 664 Oak Hill LLC for the rental of 6 parking spaces located at 49-53 West Franklin Street for use by the general public. The term of the lease is monthly and shall commence on January 1st, 2022. The monthly rent to be paid to 664 Oak Hill LLC is $0.00.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of an agreement for public art, 000 block of Wesley Street.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of a resolution authorizing an agreement for public art between the City of Hagerstown and Carol Jarvis and Gregory Gannon in the 000 block of Wesley Street on structure installed by John Barr. A formal donation agreement between John Barr and the City of Hagerstown will be finalized at a later date. Funding for the project is from CIP number 868 in the amount of $17,800.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of an agreement for public art, the 300 block of West Washington Street.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of a resolution authorizing agreement for public art between the City of Hagerstown and Donald Ely in the 300 block of West Washington Street to replace existing deteriorated mural. This agreement is conditioned on staff obtaining $20,000 public art across Maryland grant to fund the project.
Second.
Any discussion?
I just want to say that I hope that we can really market this. This has been a source for the comments on Facebook. I hope that we can really promote the fact that this project is going to take place. So on Facebook, on Instagram, whatever that looks like, so.
City TV channel.
TV channel, whatever, yeah, I think that it's been a long time coming, so I think that it's really important that we really spread the word on social media.
Agreed. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Authorization to enter into grant agreement with the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development for a fiscal year 21 Community Legacy Grant Award for the Dolman Black Heritage Museum project.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move that the mayor and city council authorize the city to enter into a grant agreement with the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development for the fiscal year 2021 Community Legacy Award for the Dolman Black Heritage Museum project at 465 Pennsylvania Avenue. This $325,000 Community Legacy Grant will pass through the city to the Dolman Black Heritage Museum, Inc. via a sub-recipient agreement and will be used for acquisition costs for the property and for architectural and engineering designs associated with adaptation of 465 Pennsylvania Avenue for the museum.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Authorization to enter into a subrecipient agreement with the Dolman Black Heritage Museum, Inc. for fiscal year 21 Community Legacy Grant Award for the Dolman Black Heritage Museum project at 465 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move that the mayor and city council authorize the city to enter in a sub-recipient agreement with the Dolman Black Heritage Museum, Inc. for the fiscal year 2021 Community Legacy Award for the Dolman Black Heritage Museum project at 465 Pennsylvania Avenue. This $325,000 community legacy grant will pass through the city to DBHM and will be used for acquisition costs for the property and for architecture and engineering designs associated with adaptation of 465 Pennsylvania Avenue for the museum, as specified in the grant agreement between the city and the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the fiscal year 23 Imagine Hagerstown budget.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move that the mayor and council approve the fiscal year 23 budget for Imagine Hagerstown events. The approved net cost for 5 Fourth Friday events taking place between July 1st, 2022 and June 30th, 2023 is $44,100.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of mayor and city council strategic plan.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for mayor and council approval of the attached strategic plan outlining the mayor and council's vision and mission for Hagerstown, along with the goals and objectives that will guide the city's current and future focus and work plan.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of funding for a community coalition lobbyist.
Madam Mayor, I would move for the mayor and council authorization of the expenditure of $5,000 from the general fund operating budget in order to contribute toward hiring John Favazza with the firm of Manis, Canning and Associates as the community lobbying coalition lobbyist. Other committed partners include the Washington County Commissioners, Convention and Visitors Bureau, Washington County Free Library, Greater Hagerstown Committee, the Community Foundation, Hagerstown Community College, Town of Williamsport, Washington County Chamber of Commerce, and Chief Washington County Industrial Foundation.
Second.
Seconded by Shelley.
Me.
Shelley. Any discussion?
I'd like to see the instant replay on that.
Yeah.
I think it was me. It was
Bob.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of improvements, master plan, Wheaton Park.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move to approve the attached improvements master plan for Wheaton Park I further authorize staff to commence steps to implement Phase 1 of the improvements that include the misting pad, parking lot, plaza, and building structure removal as funds allow. The funding plan for the project shall be as follows: $318,469.39 CDBG funds in FY '22 for Phase 1, contingent upon CDBG plan amendment. Funds included in the upcoming annual capital budgets. All CDBG funding is pending and subject to CDBG action plan processes and citizen participation plan requirements. Phase 1 design contract will be awarded after the CDBG plan amendment is approved.
Second.
Any discussion?
So I am looking forward to improvements of the Wheaton Park. I know the kids are going to be ecstatic, especially for the misting pads, and I believe this project will boost the morale in the community and the surrounding areas.
I appreciate your work on it.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. City Administrator.
Mayor, since we're not meeting next Tuesday night, just want to remind folks that the city park tree lighting will be on Friday, December 3rd at 7 o'clock. It's not going to be a big event like we were used to in the past. It'll be virtual, and then there'll just be a standard ceremony. But if you want to come down to City Park and check it out, musical trees will happen again. Also spreading some of the different big ornaments around City Park instead of having them all clustered right by the lake. So I think it's going to be a nice improvement this year. And more music's been added, so I can sit there longer and watch the trees. I would like to take a second to offer some condolences to the family of Doug Fowler, who passed away yesterday. It's kind of appropriate, and I wore green today, and it's appropriate that you recognized the North-South game. Doug is a South High guy. His kids went to South High. Danny Fowler, who's a principal in the school system, and his daughter Jamie, that my daughter played with at South High and grew up actually through the Y. And Doug and I started out as coaches in the YMCA League, and how we were able to make it through a season without either of us getting kicked out is just truly amazing to me. We were way too competitive back then. But then once our kids started playing together, it's surprising that we didn't get kicked out of any other gymnasiums throughout the area, because he and I were very passionate about South High athletics and about our kids and about the teams they participated on, and he was just a unbelievable guy, and he battled Parkinson's disease for the last 15 years and put up a hell of a fight until yesterday. And I'm thankful that my family got to know him. Very instrumental in the Washington County Football League with the Williamsport Vikings. A lot of people know him from that. But just my condolences to his wife Jane, Danny, and Jamie. He's going to be sorely, sorely missed. And just lastly, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks staff for all that they've done through the past year. Thankful for them, and it's been another challenging year, and hopefully we've got some good things coming on the horizon that we'll be able to make 2022 an even better year. So happy Thanksgiving to all of you as well. Thanks.
Thank you. Kristen?
Nothing.
Pass. Two.
Just want to say happy Thanksgiving to everyone watching. And if you have time, to please reach out to some nonprofits in the area to give your time to give back to the community. If you have food, also think about giving back to those that will not have meals this week. Thank you.
Just want to say, I had a conversation with a neighbor about leaves, and the same with snow. You should just be a good neighbor, and if your neighbor is elderly and there's a lot of leaves and that kind of thing, you know, or perhaps we should inspire the kids again to get some trash bags and rakes and go, you know, rake up the leaves and bag them up. And so just be kind, and everybody have a great Thanksgiving and leaves.
I would say this, HFD was not in the audience, so, or HPD, but we always have to keep, our law enforcement and our fire departments, our emergency services personnel on days like Thanksgiving and Christmas when it looks a little different for you guys. So thank you very much for all that you'll probably have to do on Thanksgiving that we won't. So really appreciate all that you do. And happy Thanksgiving to all of you. It's been a year since we've been in this administration,
One year
right?
today.
Happy 1 year.
So, yes, Kristen, you
1
should
year
feel so
anniversary.
blessed.
Feel like 7 years.
It feels, well, I'm just saying that it is a true honor to serve with all of you, super blessed, and thanks all the time to city staff. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
I just want to thank staff for putting the tree lighting together and for everyone who came out. It was awesome. The tree is beautiful. Mr. Snaup is right. The only thing I would love to see next year is us do it on a Friday night and make a whole thing of it. Hopefully we'll be through COVID and can do more grand public events. Since Mr. Pauly's here, I just want to give you a shout out on your award that you won this week. Very sorry that I was not able to attend, but he got the People's Choice Volunteer Award, and that is so rightfully deserved. So congratulations, and thank you for all that you do. And lastly, I echo happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I do just want to say, going into the holidays, I'm gonna cry, try not to, okay, sorry. There's still a lot of people hurting in our community right now, and if you're struggling with substance use, please reach out, because we need you here. We need you here. So, sorry, bad day.
Don't be sorry.
Okay.
With that, we're adjourned, thanks.